Sun Microsystems, which is bringing this event to our fellow Americans and indeed to people around the world. Those wanting to watch this cybercast can click on the White House website, which is www.whitehouse.gov. I believe that we may have in this room the largest gathering of American physicists ever assembled at the White House. The theme we have chosen for the millennium is Honor the Past, Imagine the Future, about the ideals and challenges that shaped America more than 200 years ago and which continue to influence us today. Tonight, we leap beyond boundaries of historical time and place to hear from a man who has helped revolutionize our understanding of the universe and who will help us imagine the future of scientific discovery. The ongoing exploration of our cosmos reflects humanity's deepest longing for knowledge about ourselves and our universe. And as we enter this new millennium, we are obligated to keep pushing back the frontiers of science and discovery. We are obligated to keep pushing back the frontiers of science and discovery. We have with us this evening a man who has spent a lifetime unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Almost 25 years ago, when Stephen Hawking was formally inducted into the Royal Academy in London, he signed his name in a book that bore the signature of Sir Isaac Newton on one of its earliest pages. He has since come to be recognized, along with Newton and other giants, as one of the most brilliant physicists of all times. Even as a young student, Stephen Hawking was drawn to science. "I always wanted to know how everything worked," he once said. He attended University College, that's at Oxford University, where my husband was also privileged to attend as a Rhodes Scholar, but then went on to Cambridge University to study cosmology, and in particular, the evolution of the universe. He has since applied his prodigious talents to seeking answers to the most fundamental of questions, such as where did the universe come from and can we predict the future? Professor Hawking has received numerous honors, and we could not begin to recount all of them. But those honors stand for a lifetime of dedication and work. And in particular, those of us who are lay people are grateful to him because he has attempted to communicate with us. He's written books about the general public's understanding of recent scientific breakthroughs, such as the Big Bang Theory and the notion of an expanding universe. A Brief History of Time became the best-selling science book ever written. I have to confess, there's much in it I still do not understand, despite my best efforts, but there are some heartening insights, and one of my favorites is where he writes, present evidence suggests that even if the universe is going to recollapse, it won't do so for at least another 10,000 million years. And that certainly, I believe, gives us time to get things right once and for all. As many of you know, Professor Hawking developed ALS, what we commonly call Lou Gehrig's disease. It's a progressive motor neuron condition. But thanks to the wonders of science and technology, he will communicate with us tonight through a customized computer system. It enables him, by pressing a switch with his hand, to select words from the bottom of his computer screen, which is located on the arm of his wheelchair. When he's finished a sentence, he sends it to a speech synthesizer, which he jokingly complains has given him an American accent. Stephen Hawking embodies the enduring spirit of imagination that sees no boundaries, only possibilities. Tonight, we celebrate his life of study and accomplishment, his relentless curiosity, his wit, his optimism, his humanity, and his ability to expand the domain of physicists to audiences like us, inviting everyone to participate in the wonder and awe of the cosmos. It is a true honor and pleasure to introduce to you tonight Professor Stephen Hawking, who will speak to us about imagination and change, science in the next millennium. Professor Hawking.
Can you hear me? My theme tonight is science in the new millennium. The popular picture of science in the future is shown on television every night in science fiction series, like Star Trek. They even persuaded me to take part, not that it was difficult.
When I play poker with my shipmates, it often appears to be a useful forum for exploring the different facets of humanity. I was curious to see how three of history's greatest minds would interact in this setting. So far, it has proved to be most illuminating.
And profitable.
Can we get this over with, please? It's your bet.
I raise 50.
Blast. I fold.
I fold as well.
The uncertainty principle will not help you now, Stephen. All the quantum fluctuations in the universe will not change the cards in your hand. I call. You are bluffing, and you will lose.
Wrong again, Albert.
Red alert! All personnel report to duty stations.
We will have to continue this another time. End program.
if we don't destroy ourselves completely, there is a possibility that we might descend into a state of brutalism and barbarity, like the opening scene of Terminator. The superconducting supercollider, the SSC, was being built in Texas, and would have reached the energies at which super partners were expected. However, the United States went through a fit of feeling poor, and cancelled the project halfway. At the risk of causing embarrassment, I have to say I think this was a very short-sighted decision.
Thank you very much. Dr. Hawking, you'll have to forgive me, I'm a little hoarse. I hope for some genetic improvement sometime in the next year or so. Ladies and gentlemen, this was a stunning event for me, and I hope for all of you. Yesterday, Stephen and Elaine came by the White House to see Hillary and me, and as you can imagine, like Hillary, I had reread A Brief History of Time, and I was utterly terrified that he would say something like, I went to University College, Oxford, too, and then he would ask me some incredible comparative academic question about our experiences there. Instead, he said, was the food just as bad when you were there? Which was a wonderful relief. Albert Einstein once said, because politics is for the present, but an equation is something for eternity. Equations were more important than politics. I don't know about the politics part, but Professor Hawkins' insights into equations have altered our notions of time and the very nature of eternity itself. Tonight he's given us a lot to think about, even the ability to imagine a future in which we as humans will have finally captured the holy grail of physics, reconciling the infinitesimal with the infinite, presenting the world with the ultimate theory of everything. Now, when a physicist does that, he can totally ignore politics and buy a newspaper. The one thing I liked most about thinking about the future, in Professor Hawking's term, is that even when we reach the era of Star Trek, which will make a lot of our children very happy, it won't be so static. It will still be human and dynamic. And according to the visuals accompanying the lecture, it will still matter whether you can bluff at poker, which is encouraging.